Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fan Experience TV. Some of you are coming on over from the Wolff Den. This is part two of a special crossover night with Mr. Matt Wolff over there underneath us. So it was great to go on the Wolff Den. We were chatting about Fan Experience TV, talking about our backstory, talking a little bit about playing the field. And for your longtime viewers, Matt was on in season 1, and we're happy to have him on again. For those first-time viewers just tuning in, I'm your host, Mike Kados. Alongside me is my co-host, Rick Molina. Rick, let's say a few words, and then we'll get on to chatting with Matt.
Doing well, Mike. Had a lot of fun in the Wolff Den with our friend Matty Wolff over there. And, had a great time. And I guess I want to start it off, Matt. I want to ask you right away your thoughts. Tim Tebow signing with the Jaguars, Florida guy, staying in Jacksonville. What do you think about that?
I like it. The first thing I got to say is I've realized that I've actually never seen it lately, your show from the start, because I don't remember. I've never seen that intro. That's awesome. I play poker on Thursdays and Tuesdays. By the time I join, it's like, a little bit in, so I never see the beginning. That's fantastic.
It's our hype music.
It's great. Like running down the tunnel.
I love it. I got it. When I upgrade my StreamYard, I got to get something like that. Have you seen my Stewie Griffin intro?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not as good, but it's not bad.
The countdown I actually made with Canva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Great. I'll have to look into that too. So Tim Tebow, I think it's, look, what can't this guy do? He's unbelievable. There's so much, the crazy thing is that there's so much hatred for Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
It's unfounded. By all accounts, he's as good a person as you'll ever meet. I always say this, and I actually ask this sometimes, depending on who the guest is and what we're talking about. Like, if there's one person in this world and some scandalous thing's going to happen, who would you be the most shocked to hear? And it's Tebow. For me, it's Tebow. And most of these people, everyone say they're so great and they're good. Look, half the people in sports and entertainment are probably can we curse on here? I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, fuck it.
They're assholes. There's a lot of assholes out there. And everyone says, oh, this is the nicest person. And but Tebow, he seems to be the real deal. He's ridiculously talented. I mean, think about being able to play baseball. And he did okay. He didn't do, he had a chance.
Yeah.
He was going to maybe get there. And some of it's publicity, right? Look, he's got a lot of fans for his work with the Tebow Foundation and just being a supporter of Jesus. And then Jacksonville, I mean, that's where he grew up. So there's not a lot of people want to see him succeed, but this is different than minor league baseball. They saw enough in him to think he's got a shot to make this. They're going to pay him money. He's got to make the team. I can't imagine him not being able to. I can't imagine him not being able to help in some form or fashion. And the last thing I'll say about Tebow, he was a serviceable NFL quarterback. If you look, I just read an article today because I was trying to read up on it. I mean, his numbers were very, very good. He was held back by coaches. He didn't get it. I don't blame the Broncos. You get a chance to get Manning, you get him. I mean, that's a no-brainer. They win. He was never going to play for the Patriots. I don't even know why they signed him. And the Jets, they didn't give him a shot. I mean, I think they were like 6-10 the year he played for them.
Yeah.
So why not give him a shot and let him go? And the one amazing thing about him is they said he never started this season as a quarterback, so he never had all the preparation and all of that. So I thought he was, a serviceable quarterback. Probably could have played if someone gave him a shot. I don't think he's going to be like a great tight end, but I think he'll be able to help.
Let me follow up with.
Yeah.
I just want to follow up with this. So you're Trevor Lawrence. You're the first pick in the draft. You just get drafted. You're the star. You're the generational talent, and you're coming into a situation where they just signed Tim Tebow, and he has his fanatics, and the pressure's going to be on you in the moment. Let's say Lawrence struggles a little bit. Do you see some tension there?
No, Lawrence is the future. He's an incredible talent. I love that they got Etienne. I think.
Yes.
They're going to have a ridiculously exciting I don't know why he wasn't predicted to go higher. I thought he might have been the best player in college football maybe 2 years ago. Well, I thought Clemson would have won at least two championships maybe 3. I thought they were just going to keep winning, and somehow they didn't. They struggled a little bit. But no, Lawrence is the man. I think the fans are going to embrace him, and there's no QB controversy, and they know it.
Oh yeah, no, Tebow is not surpassing Trevor Lawrence. Tebow's going to be, a tight end 3. Let's be real. That's what he, really signed on as, and he's going to sell some jerseys. He's going to, get some. Along with Trevor Lawrence and Etienne and Urban Meyer, like they're going to just bring people back into that stadium and make it exciting. And honestly, I'm looking forward to this Jags-Jets game. The NFL schedule releases tomorrow. Really? Can't wait to talk about that, when we find out, where everything plays out and maybe give our early predictions. But you can't say anything about the persistence and the perseverance of Tim Tebow. Like he goes in, he's ridiculed, right off the bat. He can't be a quarterback in the NFL, and still, time and time again, the Tebow time, the magic that he just pulls out of his ass every other game. Winning a playoff game in overtime. That was just exciting to watch. And no, he's not Tom Brady. Nobody's ever gonna confuse him for that. But the guy did work hard. He had naysayers from the beginning, and he just kept pushing. Went into broadcasting a little bit. Then he wanted to try his hand in baseball and sign with the Mets as minor leaguer. And
I have a Pete Alonso and Tebow signed baseball. I went to see Tebow play, nice. And I'm waiting online for Tebow to sign, and I forgot that Alonso was playing there, but I see him. So we watched the game, and after the game, I see Alonso walking. I'm like, "Hey, Pete!" And everyone's looking at me like, "Who the hell is that guy?" Like nobody knew who he was. He over and signs my ball. So I got a baseball with Alonso and Tebow, which is awesome.
That's pretty rare.
I hold on to that.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite memorabilia. It's actually a question I didn't get to ask you guys because we're a memorabilia company.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memorabilia that you have? Do you have something?
I had a Goose Gossage baseball signed by the Goose years ago. I don't know what happened to it, but that was like the only real piece of memorabilia that I've ever owned.
So I got a funny story. So I got a Mario Lemieux beer can, signed beer can.
I like that.
And my brother and his friend were horsing around, and one of them crushed the beer can.
Oh man!
And one time, a little bit earlier than that, we went to a Mets game, and probably one of the last home runs I've seen at Shea Stadium for a very long time, like I mentioned in the last one, was hit by Ray Ordonez. And they gave that to my brother. And so he had to cough up the Ray Ordonez signed home run ball for crushing the beer can. His friend crushed the beer can, but
it's not. It's my friend.
Oh, well, I don't know who this is, but
that's Brent. That's Brent. He's doing a Seinfeld bit.
Oh, okay.
I can't see it because he's not.
I got spat on my either.
I'll bet all the money I got. That's Brent.
Classic.
Yeah, he's. Thanks for joining the Fan Experience TV. You got a new viewer. I'm almost
awesome.
Positive. Almost
welcome,
Brent. But I'm excited. I'm excited for Tebow. I'm excited for the Jags, and we'll see what happens. He got it because of who he knows and who he is.
Yeah.
But he is who he is because of being a tremendous athlete and football player and just work ethic and all of that stuff. So he's earned everything he's ever gotten, and I'll argue that I'll die on that hill. Is that what they say? I'll die on that hill. He's earned everything he's gotten.
Well, listen, you're signed baseball by Tim Tebow and Pete Alonso, and Alonso makes it to the Hall of Fame, and Tebow makes it to the Hall of Fame as a Hall of Fame tight end in the NFL. There you go.
You didn't think Alonso was going to be the star of that ball, but he's
He's a stud out there.
I mean, I did think he had more of a shot to be the star of that ball than Tim Tebow did. I mean,
well, for baseball, yeah. But
yes, for baseball purposes, yes.
Yeah. I'm excited for the schedule to come out. We had our 50th episode was our sports weekend crew, and we go to a different city every year. This is going to be our 20th year. We didn't get to go last year. We go to baseball on Friday, college football Saturday, and pro football Sunday.
Wow.
And so this is a big date for us because we find out what the NFL schedule looks like, and that's kind of ties everything together, and then we vote on it. We're hoping Kansas City, Cincinnati, or maybe San Francisco are the three top destinations that we haven't been yet, and it's hard, but I'm excited for that. Do you guys have any games on the schedule that you're?
Well, I know Mike was talking today about going to the Jets Jacksonville game, and then we've been talking about going to a game here in New York now. But now that they're opening up pretty soon, 100%, thinking of going to a game here, and obviously we're going to LA for the Super Bowl in January. Or February, whatever it is.
February, yeah.
So just fine, just to be able. I would like to go to a Knicks playoff game, but the tickets are going to be just more than my rent.
Astronomical.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just watch it here at the house. But
you don't think you can? You don't think there'll be like someone selling a ticket close to game time, or?
That's a good question. I don't know, but
yeah.
Knicks tickets, man, here, like especially in the playoffs, it's like a mortgage, man. They go for real expensive.
Yeah, in that arena, I mean, in Madison Square Garden, I mean, it just
not a bad seat in the house there. We had Knicks playoff tickets. I think it was '94.
Oh man, that was the year, man, when they played the Rockets.
Maybe it wasn't. I don't think it was because we didn't go to the finals.
Was it '93 when they lost to the Bulls in 6?
Right.
Charles Smith?
Hey, you know what? I can't even remember. We won a lottery to get the tickets. And we also had Nets playoff tickets, because Nets were easier for us to get to.
Yeah, nobody went to Net games.
It's like we always used to go to Mets games instead of the Yankees because getting to the Bronx from the central Jersey, we actually probably went to more Phillies games growing up. But still, I'm not a Phillies fan, but my wife is. So we kind of, I don't root for the Phillies, but I don't mind the Eagles or the Sixers.
So, Matt, tell us about the Wolff Den, man. Tell us what's going on with the show. Ticket Time Machine. I know it's popping. So fill our viewers in on what's going on over there.
Yeah, the Wolff Den. I started. I just wanted to. People said go LinkedIn Live and do some live video. So I'm like, okay, but I didn't want to just record and put a video out there. I think that would be awkward for me.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let me try a show, and we'll just bring on some guests, and we'll see what happens. And Andrew Haynes was the one who had a show kind of like this. I joined his, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's on StreamYard. It seems like you could do it fairly easy. Lunch at Hooters with Craig Sager. Is that Brent again?
Yeah, I don't know if he.
No way. That's
I don't even know
awesome.
if it's true, but maybe it is.
Was he wearing a blazer?
Of course. So I started the show, and it's funny. I was like, hey, let me do like one show a week, and then I was like, all right, I had some more people. Maybe I'll do it twice a week, and then I started to get a lot of interest in it, and I thought to myself, well, I don't want to tell someone like, hey, do you want to come on the Wolff Den in August, right? Because if I have all this list, like we're booked through June. So I have this big, and I'm doing 4 or 5 episodes a week. So I just kept going, and it's fun. I love doing it. I've had some great guests, some great stories. It's some similar guests, some of the same guests that you have.
Yeah.
We have an Olympian coming on this week. We have more Olympians coming, NBA players, and a lot of it is, I find them. I watch your show. I'm on Tim Claiborne's Locker Room. And the Win Again Academy, Mark Moyer's events, which we'll have tomorrow. We'll mention it for people. It's a free event tomorrow with Brandon Steiner of Steiner Sports, and I know he needs to come on this show, and he needs to come on our show.
Yeah. He missed an engagement on our show.
I know. I'll ask because I talked to him too to try and get him on, and haven't been able to get it yet. But anyway. So Brandon Steiner and Willie Randolph of the Yankees are going to be
and the Mets.
Win Again Academy. .com tomorrow. There's a great networking event. It's free. Go to it. So a lot of networking, and that's
4 o'clock, right?
Yeah,
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Eastern. And so that's really how I find these people. And I'll ask. I mean, I ask anyone. I have no shame to ask. I've asked. Who did I ask? I'm everyone. Anyone you could think of. I just sent a note to W. Kamal Bell today to come on the show.
Oh, nice.
I talked to Frank Abagnale of Catch Me If You Can. We've emailed back and forth. Asked him.
Wow.
I get I get a lot of people saying we're not doing this and we're not doing that. Hopefully, eventually they will. People are asking me, how much are you paying? And I'm like, I'm not paying anything. You want to come on and tell your story? Here's what I'll say. I don't care how famous you are, how well known you are, how many followers you have. There's people in my network and my network's network that have no idea who you are and never heard of you before.
Yeah.
And so you have an opportunity to share your story to a new group, a new audience. I have a great network of sports executives and athletes and entertainment and, social justice type stuff, DEI network. So it's great to tell your story, share it with new people and then let them share it. And, look, if you don't want to come on the show, that's great. I'm not going to beg you. I think obviously, you're doing me a favor in a way, but you're also doing a favor for your fans and for other people. I think we need to elevate the smaller people or the podcasts like this and not just come on a show because, it's Gary V and there's 3 million people watching it. Like it doesn't matter how many people watch my show. I couldn't even tell you, but we go live, we share it, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like we're not begging anybody, and, everyone we've had on the show, like, has just been a pleasure to have on the show. And every single one of them is welcome back on the show at any time. And look, you're back. We loved having you on in season 1, and we just got around to finally getting this one on the schedule. And it's just the relationships that we're forming and the friendships that that we're forming because of it. And it's not about the viewers. Of course you want people to watch and you want people to be entertained. But myself and Rick, we're entertained, just between the two of us.
Yeah.
And the guests have a good time. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters to us.
Do you have like a worst take? What you guys should do is something like, what's the worst take? Like, Rick will say what Mike's worst take was, and Mike could say what Rick's. Kind of like Saturday Night Live, where they give the card for him to read. A little joke or something like that. That's what I think you guys should do.
We definitely. Yeah. Well, you know what? This is episode 81, and episode 100 is quickly approaching. And we want to figure out, some fun things to throw into the show. So for everyone out there, please give us some ideas on what you want episode 100 to be like. So like a blooper reel, us making fun of each other, type of deal. You're saying, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah, I'm approaching 100 too, which is crazy.
Yeah, right? you might beat us because you're going five a week.
This show tonight, it's 6 this week, but I think just
have a balloon in the fan moment.
Yeah, that's my blooper. I'll have to play it for you guys. It was live TV at its finest, and just
I like your dedicated viewers over here.
Yes, I think this is all. I think it's all Brent. He's a great friend and a really good supporter. Probably a bigger Gator basketball fan than even I am. We're both huge Seinfeld fans, but I think maybe do an episode. So we did a ticket for the 150th episode for Voice Your Vibe, and it's Shout Out Saturday. And this was their 150th episode, and they brought 150 guests on. So I don't know. I wouldn't say bring 100 guests on, but I would say bring people on for 5 minutes or 3 minutes, and have them on, talk about sports or talk about something, and then bring the next one on and just keep flowing them in one at a time. That's kind of something I would do.
We did that for the Super Bowl. We brought on How many did we have? 14?
We had 14,
13?
and everybody picked the Bucks.
Or no, I think it was 14 just with us. So I think 12.
And Matt, everybody,
because I was wearing a Bucks.
Shirt. And you and everybody else were picking the Bucks, and Mike and I were like, "Nah, the Chiefs are gonna win." And in the end, the Chiefs just got annihilated.
I wasn't confident about it, but and I don't like growing up a Broncos fan. I think it helps me not really root for Kansas City, but I don't hate them as much as I hate the Raiders.
Yeah,
I think Elway is the second best quarterback in the history of the game. I saw a list the other day. Who do you put second? I mean, people had Manning.
No, I don't see that. I mean, people forget Elway went to 5 Super Bowls. He lost. He lost to Montana, Doug Williams, and Phil Simms. I mean, and the guy was in his era. He was one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah.
I grew up in that era. I see Montana Brady.
Yeah.
I agree. Elway, Steve Young in his prime was pretty good. I mean, only won one. Brett Favre back in the day, I think he was great.
If you talk about Steve Young, I think that kind of takes a little bit away from Montana, because it's like, just put Steve Young in and win championships, almost like the whole Belichick thing. But I'm okay if you argue that Montana is ahead of Elway. I would put Elway probably third if you're going to put. I think Elway was a better quarterback than Brady, but I think
talent-wise he was absolutely. Yeah. And let's not forget Dan Marino. I mean, he didn't win any, but Marino in his prime was just he threw rockets all over the place.
That's a great thing about sports, is we all have all these different opinions, and there's no real right answer. I mean,
no, that's the beauty.
LeBron and Jordan. LeBron's given Jordan a run for his money. I don't know that he'll ever surpass, but look, if
depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, if he keeps winning, it's going to be hard to deny him. Multiple teams, like 3 teams, right? He's already won with 3 teams.
Yeah.
That's incredible to me. I mean, think about how crazy it is that Brady won with the Bucks in the first year at home.
First year.
Yeah, and he had some people around him, obviously, but man, that was impressive.
Yeah, that put him in the pantheons with like Muhammad Ali and Brady and Ali and Mickey Mantle, like they're just in the stratosphere by themselves.
Yeah,
it was crazy. I think NFL Memes had something the other day. It was saying, when the 1 year anniversary to Tom Brady signing with the Bucks, at that time Leonard Fournette was cut by the Jaguars, Antonio Brown was in jail, and Rob Gronkowski was a WWE wrestler, and they all caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. So it's like unbelievable. Like they could just put this team together, like just cold like that, and they win the Super Bowl and beat Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Hard to bet against Brady, but I would take the field this year. I don't know. I feel like
play the field, Matt. Play the field. Not in.
I always like to take the field. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if now that they got Patrick Mahomes.
Well, speaking of playing the field, go ahead. You can finish your.
No, I was just saying. Now that Patrick Mahomes has an offensive line again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs win it again. But their defense is a bit soft. They got to toughen up on that side of the ball.
Yeah. Well, speaking of playing the field, you know where the saying originally came from, right? From horse racing. And what are your thoughts on the Derby?
We have a junkie horse.
I don't think it's. Look, I can't imagine it's all a coincidence. It's not the first time that's happened to him. Yeah. It'd be sad to know that it was that, and someone who's so highly regarded. I love the Derby. It's right around my birthday. That's my bucket list, is the Derby, to go to the Derby and the Masters.
Okay. Yeah. What are you gonna wear
to the Derby? I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna party my ass off though. I know but I love watching the Derby, and it's so exciting because there's the hope that this could be, the next big thing. A little bit dampered by the fact that there was a Triple Crown winner, right? Which was awesome to see in our lifetime. Yeah. But no, I'd be surprised if that. I don't know if it's just too much of a coincidence for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate to see anything like that.
And if you're going to run the horse, right?
Yeah, he's running in the Preakness.
That's a hell of a that's a big FU.
Yeah, horse racing, man. You know that's what it is. So what do you got? What are some of the projects you got coming up down the line with Ticket Time Machine? What are you do? You say you're looking Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul. Do you have anything coming up down the pipeline?
I mean, look, we're trying to get involved with Major League Baseball to get some souvenir tickets for fans who are craving a printed ticket. I mean, the stuff that I see online, it's like, someone wanted to, I'll pay you $100 if you can get me this ticket. And I'm like, well, first of all, I wouldn't charge you $100 if I can get it. I'm just going to give it to you. Mm-hmm. There's a whole market called Booger Stubs, which is it's insane on Facebook. Just check it out. But the people are buying, the ticket market is, I think it's up there with the baseball card market. And Brandon Steiner will probably talk about that tomorrow as a collectible. He's more in the cards and bats and sign stuff, but the tickets are a huge thing. And I don't aim to have that. I don't want someone to buy my thing and then resell it. I want someone to be able to get it from me. But we might do some scarce things, that are not easy to get. Some limited edition sets. We want to work with everyone. Anyone who has an event, whether it's a ticketed event or not. I reached out to the Derby. I talked to NASCAR. I mean, literally anything. There's so many sporting events that I reached out to Wimbledon, rugby teams, the lacrosse league, everyone. There's just nobody who's not a good fit for Ticket Time Machine. Any sport, any team, league, venue, player, agency, brand. We have advertising, great for activations. We're working on augmented reality experiences, which is what we're looking forward to. That's probably the next thing coming, is an augmented reality, bridging the digital with the physical, which everyone wants. The next big thing in digital. I'm not a big fan of the whole NFT craze, which is
I was going to ask you,
out of control. I just don't see the value in it. And I know there's experiences, but you don't need to. You can just sell experiences without an NFT. You don't need to have an NFT. And once you've had that experience, like the Gronk one, you get to go to the game, and what's the point of it afterwards? You've already done it. So, and someone, Gary V, I think today said there's value to it after it's already done, like because it was an experience and someone else did. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's going to buy that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It won't be the first time.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going rampant. I mean, it's all over the place, and everyone's coming out with their own, and it's just the new craze, and it's just the way it is. It's like what Beanie Babies were in the 90s.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, these were, but they're talking about this being here for the long haul instead of just being a fad.
Well, they said that about Beanie Babies too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
just saying.
But he's talking about like Pokemon is $1 billion industry. I don't know. I don't see the value in it, but people do. There's NFT horse racing, which is do you know Oishik? Have you had Oishik on Flash Plays Live? Well, we'll tell Oishik.
No. We need to get him on.
He's big. He's got a lot of NFT and horse racing NFT knowledge, and obviously he's got a lot of sports knowledge. He's got a great company, Flash Plays Live, which is going to be doing some great things in pro sports. But he's big into that. So it's always a good conversation, and good to know about. But one thing I did forget to ask you guys about is this whole Kenny Mayne thing, leaving ESPN.
Oh yeah,
like, they're all leaving. It's like it's crazy. Like these guys have more money. It seems like it's not a great way. And I'm down on ESPN. I talked about this the other day with Sandy Zinn.
Andy Zinn. I just spoke to him. A little while ago, and he's going to be coming on our show sometime in June.
He was big on the thing below that you flash the score that I use, and ESPN. They tell you who won before you even watch the highlight, and it's like they say, "Hey, we're going to tell you about the Bucks win." I'm like, I wanted to see the game to find. There's no suspense to it, so I don't really enjoy watching SportsCenter so much anymore. Mm-hmm. See it on the bottom line. I can see it on the internet. Everything's like, instant. So I'm not crazy about that. You always watch ESPN if the game's on, right? We're always going to watch ESPN. So they're going to be.
Well, if I can help it, and there's another option. I usually.
I know, but in general, they have the games, and they're the NFL and college and all that. It's just even ABC, you got NBA.
Yeah.
So it's hard to escape them. But I'm not a fan of necessarily what they're doing with the old school,
Yeah, no, and it's on a loop. Every 5 minutes, it's just the same thing. They just go, and then they might throw in like one little extra thing, 15 minutes in or something like that. And
and the funny thing is
the loop up.
They have like 4 shows in a row, Around the Horn and PTI, and they used to have Levitard when he was on. He's a Florida guy. It's like the same topics over and over again. So, and I like watching here and there. But
I mean, they're on 24/7, 365. So content kind of runs out. So you have to get creative and just give more takes on it than people really want to hear.
But they're doing better with sports than MTV did with music.
Yeah, I will have to. Yeah, I don't know if that's really giving them a compliment.
It's not a high bar. At all. Who's going to win the playoffs? Let's talk some playoffs. Who's going to win the
NBA?
So in the West, this is interesting, man. The Suns are the number 2 seed out there. They're playing real well. Denver looks good too. I mean, the Lakers right now look vulnerable. LeBron, he might play tonight, but it looks like he's going to come back Wednesday. But AD's come back with a storm. It could be wide open out there in the West. In the East, it's gonna. I think the Nets are going to come out of the East. I think the Knicks. People are saying first round. I think they're going to surprise some people. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks are real competitive in it. If they win a first round series, I wouldn't be surprised if they're that competitive in the second round. But I think the Nets are going to play the winner of whatever comes out of the West.
I don't think the Nets are going to win the East. I don't know why.
That's a bold prediction.
I don't think the Nets are going to win the East, and I think my sleeper in the West is Dallas.
Really? You think so with Porzingis and Luka out there?
Yeah, I love Luka. I think anytime you got someone, because Luka's like when you have the ball in your hands like that, and it's almost like the Greek freak. Like he's got the ball in his hands. Like he's not a point guard. He's got the ball a ton. LeBron and all that, Curry. I wouldn't sleep on Golden State either. I don't know what I think about the new format. I guess I'll have to see it play out.
Yeah, some of the teams don't like it. I think they just don't want to play in it. If you're out, you're out. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think of Steph Curry's season so far? I mean, the guy is unstoppable. It's ridiculous.
Is he the best shooter ever? I mean, shooting is shooting.
Yes, best shooter ever by far.
Yes, definitely.
Period.
I'm
a Knicks fan. I might buy a jersey for Steph Curry. That's how incredible the guy is.
Yeah, I mean Dale Ellis is my favorite of all time. Ellis and Hodges and Bird and you can see there's some of the best. But I think he's better.
Yes,
I think he's just a better shooter.
It's amazing to watch.
They had some young players too. We're actually talking with Kelly Oubre Jr. about doing something. He's got a great brand coming out called Dope Soul. And I don't know. He's a free agent, so I don't know if he'll be back with Golden State. But they got some, they got Wiggins, right? I mean, they got some young people. And if you get Thompson back, I've never was a Draymond Green fan, but he's a great player. Not a huge Draymond Green fan, but yeah, I think they can make some noise down the road. But I like to see the Suns, the Knicks, the Pelicans. I like to see these young players like build and make something of themselves. I'm excited for that. I'm tired.
Well, it's kind of like the Heat did, like last year. They just scrappy and younger. Obviously, the Butler, but everyone else was just young and just hungry. And you like to see that.
I like to see new teams.
You like to see that fire and that team camaraderie just working together instead of just like couple of heavyweights, pulling the load.
Yeah, and we got some excitement here in South Florida with the Panthers and hockey hosting a home playoff series. They usually have a nosedive at the end of the season, and they finish second. They beat Tampa Bay, so now they actually get a home series against the Lightning, which is I don't follow it as much, but I think the Lightning have a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
and so they've had a little bit, but they're that's going to be a tough series. I hope to get to one of those games. I love watching hockey live. It's and there's nothing better than Stanley Cup playoffs, Game 7 overtime. Nothing better in sports.
You know what I want to ask you? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike. I was just my last one, Alex. But Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, you guys think of doing tickets about that? That's going to be in Saudi Arabia, that fight, I think.
Where is it on?
I know Eddie Hearn's promoting it. They're fighting for the Undisputed Championship. I don't know if it's on, obviously, pay-per-view, but
I'll have to check it out. I mean, that's a perfect event for Ticket Time Machine because with pay-per-view, we just put something on sale and we print whatever you sell. So if it does well, great. If it doesn't, there's no risk to the promoter or the venue or there's a lot of stuff like Fan Mio and Triller. He thinks it shows on pay-per-view. That's Brent again, even though it's not showing.
Thank you, Brent.
I know that because he's a big boxing fan.
Okay.
Well, he was a big boxing fan. Boxing's kind of a little bit in the dumps, and the heavyweight is. It's funny. It's like the heavyweight was the big thing, and the heavyweight hasn't been good in a long time. But I love watching the smaller guys because they just go at it. They're not hitting each other and dancing around. But it's interesting. Boxing is. I'm not a big MMA fan, UFC, but I watch a little bit. I'll go to the bar and watch it. It's interesting to see all these fights. It's just like they're not like drag them, beat them, go all out fights as you saw with Tyson and Jones. But I think you might see some interesting events, and they make it entertaining. Snoop Dogg was doing it. We got Lamar Odom fighting Aaron Carter next month in down and Ice.
For real? I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, celebrity boxing. Damon Feldman. We're working on something for them. Lamar Odom. So
we're talking about Aaron Carter, like Nick Carter's brother.
Yeah,
Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter.
Wow.
So Damon is the original celebrity boxing. He was the one who did Tanya Harding and Screech and all that. He's the original. Everyone else is kind of caught on. And so they have Lamar Odom fighting Aaron Carter, and we got Ice-T and Coco commentating.
Oh wow!
Pay-per-view. And I can't say anything, but there is an undercard, a special guest that's going to be a part of it too. A special guest that everyone knows, and I can't say who it is because it hasn't been announced yet.
Okay.
So check it out.
Okay.
Aaron Carter. And I was trying to figure out who Aaron Carter is. I was telling someone, Aaron Carter. I'm like, he was part of the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, and then I realized, no, he's the brother, and he's, he had his own thing. But it should be.
Wow.
I mean, there's a market for all of this, I think.
Of course. I mean, look at what the stronghold reality TV has on. Obviously MTV stopped playing music for reality TV, so of course people want to watch stuff like this.
Live X Live, which is a great platform for streaming, they're doing an event. It's YouTubers versus TikTokers in boxing or fighting. I don't know the rule. It's an event. It's like 5 or 6 of them each, and they're gonna fight. And I think it's great because
that
is great following.
That is a pretty fun concept.
They're just like, who has the most followers, and let's get them in the ring. And
that is a pretty fun concept.
It's a great concept, I think.
I mean, let's be real. Like that's the new celebrity. It's the TikTok influencers, the YouTube influencers, and the Instagram influencers. Like, have a triple threat match: Instagram versus TikTok. One comes out.
But it's funny to see people.
But I think you can't do it with TikTok because then that's just child abuse. Because half of them are under 18 that are the top influencers.
They got to be over 18, I think, if they're in the ring with their shirt off. That's probably the rule. But
that's like the fan sex experience, which we did not mention.
We almost had that snack too. But that's interesting. We talk about Tebow and can a boxer go to MMA, which is very similar. Can an MMA go to boxer? Yeah. You have these other people like basketball player Nate Robinson got his clock cleaned.
Yeah.
The Logan, the Paul brothers are doing okay in boxing, but they're not boxers, but still doing okay. We'll see what happens. Yeah, DJ Metcalf.
DK Metcalf,
ran, came in almost last, but still very impressive considering his size, and that's kind of not what he does. So look, when I was in UF, we played intramurals, and the football team was they had their own team, and we played against the Gator football. And some of them were excellent basketball players. Most of them were good because they were just great athletes, but some of them could really play. And regardless, they're strong and big. I mean, I played basketball with Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas down here in LA Fitness, and ran into a screen with Zach Thomas, and I couldn't feel my arm for a week. It was just incredible. He wasn't a great basketball player. He was kind of a bully on the court. Yeah. Jason Taylor, very, very good basketball player, just an incredible athlete, and obviously Hall of Famer. So it doesn't come as a surprise. Who would you like to see in the ring? Is there any celebrities you'd like to see? You got a lot of Twitter beef now. We can actually.
Oh man, I got one. Ben Affleck and A-Rod. Lace them up.
Whoa. Who you rooting for? You got Batman over there.
Good question. You know what? I root for Ben. No, I got to root for A-Rod. A-Rod's my guy. I love A-Rod. I got to root for A-Rod. He's my guy.
No, I would go Affleck.
Yeah, I love Affleck. Good Will Hunting, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, what's your all-time sports movie?
It's probably Field of Dreams, and Hoosiers is a close second. But Sandlot is up there. One of my favorites. Major League, one of my favorites. It's so many. I'm going to do a podcast with the Retro 80s podcast, and I had to give her my top 20 movies of all time. And it's just a real difficult thing. A Few Good Men is my number one movie of all time. And then I have Good Will Hunting and Ferris Bueller's to round out my top 5 with Field of Dreams and Hoosiers. But it's just, there's so many good, and baseball movies. I mean, you got Field of Dreams, and you got Bull Durham, right? And The Natural. There's just so many good movies. And, but I think baseball has some there's just so many, even I love Angels in the Outfield and Little Big League and Mr. 3000 and
I like all those gimmicky ones too. Yeah,
Slugger's Wife. When the guy, you remember the Slugger's Wife?
Bench Warmers.
Even the Keanu Reeves movie. That was a good movie.
Hardball. The Hardball was a good movie. I like Hardball.
The Bad News Bears.
The Bad News Bears. Yes.
Little Giants. Love them all. I mean, remember the Titans. There's just so many. There's just so many great sports movies. We haven't had, and I mentioned, we haven't had a really great sports movie come in a while. The Ben Affleck movie was pretty good with basketball. Did you see that?
I have not seen The Way Back. That's The Way Back, right? I have not seen
that. It's a very good movie. I like it. I think he was great in it, and it's a good movie. But we haven't really seen a great sports movie in a while. And I think that's right. Something that probably could be done. How about The Fan with Wesley Snipes?
Oh, yes! And Robert De Niro.
Yeah. That was
see, that's one I didn't watch. Okay, you got one.
There's so many. I can give you some really great. There's a great movie called Shaolin Soccer. Really, really interesting movie.
Really,
it's weird, but Shaolin Soccer. It's kind of you got to suspend your belief to watch this movie. It's not really
okay.
How about Ladybugs and was it Ladybugs?
That was the Rodney Dangerfield one.
The League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
Like Beckham. So many great sports movies. I love.
But have you been catching the Mighty Ducks TV show?
I did not. What is that on?
Disney Plus.
I do have Disney Plus, so I'll have to check it out. Is it any good?
They're like 7 episodes in. Yeah, I mean, it's more for kids, but you have Bombay and a couple of the old Ducks show up in episode 6, which is a nice little.
I love the Mighty Ducks.
Little moment.
Those were great movies.
So I mean, they're very short episodes, and kills like about a half an hour, but it's Mighty Ducks, so I gotta watch it. It's once every week, like everything else on Disney Plus. I'm so spoiled that now things come out in full season form, and you got Disney Plus going out with these 1 episode a week things, and
they did that with The Mandalorian too, didn't they? I didn't watch it, but
all the Disney, all the the other Marvel stuff, like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, all of that stuff is once a week as well.
Like Cobra Kai coming out, right?
Yeah.
Cobra Kai. So it's funny because I got I told my dad about Cobra Kai, and it's like I never heard of it. I'm like, oh man, Rick, did you ever watch Cobra Kai yet?
I think I saw part of the first episode in season 1 and never really sort of got into it.
Oh man, it's great.
No. You got to do it again.
I saw Karate Kid. I saw all 3 of them actually.
Yeah,
but
I love it. I think it's great. It's a little corny.
Yeah,
but it's worth watching.
Cobra Kai is much better than the Karate Kid movies, in my opinion.
Oh man, the first Karate Kid
because there's so much more character development in the show.
Oh, but you're talking about a show that has 3 seasons and all these episodes.
But that's why there's a little bit more. It's a stronger effect with the more character development.
I'm a movie guy. I love movies. My wife.
I used to, but I think TV shows are the way it's at for me now.
I'm a movie guy. We watch movies, and when I watch with my wife, we watch movies. She's going to finish Netflix. She watches every series that's ever been put out. But I love movies, so I'll watch a movie over a series any day. I love that they can just put that whole story into one episode, and it doesn't always work, like you said, for the character development. But man, I love that I can just watch it and move on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But they're my dad and stepmom are hooked on Cobra Kai now. So, and now they're probably gonna scream at me when they're done with season 3 because now they're gonna have to wait for season 4, just like the rest of us.
I keep going back and forth trying to root for
Johnny.
No, I mean that's the purpose of the show.
Yeah, and
obviously I preempted. The promo for today, I said, tonight was going to be legend, wait for it, Dairy, because of Barney Stinson. But he's the one who really got Cobra Kai started.
Barney.
When he was talking about the fact that Daniel was the bad guy in the whole universe. Yeah. And that's how they went and ran with Cobra Kai.
Barney's in my top 10 coolest TV characters.
Okay, so where does he lie?
I don't even know. I'm just thinking. I don't know. I love Stewie Griffin. I got to have one of the Seinfeld, but not Jerry. I got to have maybe Kramer or George. Those I go back and forth.
I go George.
I think George because George is.
Yeah, I would go George towards the top there.
They might both be in the top 10, Kramer and Jerry. That's a good question. I'm trying to think of like the coolest people. I don't know.
1 and 2 for me. I don't know which order they're in, but it's Jack Bauer and Ari Gold.
Ari was good, although Ari was good. You ever see PCU with Jeremy Piven? Great Jeremy Piven movie. Go watch PCU. It's got John Favreau and Jeremy Piven.
Okay.
It's a really, really good movie.
I remember a young Jeremy Piven in a movie, in a classic summer movie called Better Off Dead with John Cusack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Better Off Dead is
no, it was One Crazy Summer.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it wasn't in
One Crazy Better Off Dead was the skiing one. Yeah.
You ever see the movie Sell Hard?
Like
the really
where he was like a car salesman, right?
Really,
that was
really dumb movie, but a couple of funny parts. There's a scene where I'll have to send it to you guys. It's my favorite, one of my favorite scenes, and I use it all the time. But it's a Jeremy Piven, great actor with. Surprised they didn't did they do the Entourage movie? I know they were talking.
They did an Entourage movie. There is an Entourage podcast called Victory. And it's funny, that's my goal. By the end of this year, I want somebody that was on the show Entourage to guest star on the show.
Yeah.
That is.
I just saw a weird thing with Adrian
Grenier.
He's like living on a farm or something, and just really.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very just like environment activist and a whole bunch of other great causes that he's working on. So he really just checked out of Hollywood for the most part. But I did see him in a movie called the Marauders with Bruce Willis and Chris Maloney. I think it was on Netflix. I think.
You know what was interesting about Entourage? I only liked Ari and Vinny, and I hated the rest of them. I hated Turtle. I hated Eric. I hated.
See, I think Vinny was the worst character of them all.
I just liked him. I just thought he was cool. I don't know if he was a great character. I just thought he was cool. And I thought it was cool.
Drama. I mean, I would probably rank him Ari. Then in series wide, I would put Turtle above Drama. But first, like 4 or 5 seasons, I would put Drama in front of Turtle.
Yeah, no, I didn't like him at all.
I like either. Actually, E's last on my list.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was a real wuss.
Have you seen Young Rock?
No,
I haven't caught up with that.
Yeah,
I stopped.
What is that?
That's on
NBC. Right? It's about The Rock and his early life and going through teenage years and college and eventually WWE. I don't know if they got there yet, but
no, not yet.
I gotta have to catch up on it.
The Rock is great. I mean, he's got some great movies. Talk about great movies. Walking Tall.
Yeah.
Really.
He's got some great movies.
And he just made himself into this, like he's Vince McMahon. Like he's an empire. He has an empire, and it's crazy to think about how like people legit would vote for him to be president of the United States.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole premise of this.
That's the premise of the show.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna run.
It's him talking about his life while he is a presidential candidate.
Yeah, he won't win, but Mark Cuban would have a better chance of winning, I think. Being president. Yeah, I would.
Listen. The way boxing is going, if in 10 years we have like Charlie D'Amelio going up against Logan Paul for president, I'm moving. Just saying.
But if you know what's funny, it's funny you mentioned that. If you notice, everything is trending that way. Boxing, you have these people who aren't boxers who are getting into boxing. Politics, the same way. Football, I don't know about football, but like people are from different places in life are trying these new. DK Metcalf trying to get into these different arenas, and I just see that that's the trend now.
Think about the privilege that people have to be able to do that.
Of course.
F it. I'll run for president. It's like it's not my money most of the time. That's the biggest thing. I know we don't get too controversial on this show, but for me in politics, the thing that kills me is just the amount of money that's wasted and the good that can be done. Same with new arenas, right? New arenas and stadiums. Like Oakland's talking about a $10 billion stadium, and they're going to raise one of that billion. Like what you don't need it, or why don't you take some of the chunk out of the value of a team, which is going to increase with the money that they're getting. The Marlins. There's a lot of talk down here about the Marlins with their new stadium, and so I think that politics wasting money on elections, which isn't necessary, and also sports wasting money on arenas and stadiums. But that's it. People do it. It's popular. It's you can't stop it. I don't think so. What are you going to do?
Yeah, you can't. You really. There's not much. We don't have much say in it.
No.
Who would you want to be president if you could pick a celebrity?
I wouldn't pick a celebrity. I would have to pick. Who has the right mindset.
But there are people like I think Steve Kerr has a great mind. I obviously lean liberal, so these are people like Steve Kerr and Popovich. I think they have, some good ideas, and I don't know that I would want him to be president, but if Steve Kerr ran for office, I would be like, that makes sense. But then you see someone like Tommy Tuberville run, and he was going to win no matter what. Everyone loves him down there, and I don't think he's getting rave reviews so far because he's not it's hard. It's a hard job.
Yeah, it's not like you're there. People don't realize you're there a lot. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Peyton Manning be president.
Yeah,
I mean, he seems like a decent guy.
Picking Peyton Manning, one of my favorite actors, sports actors, is Peyton. His Cut That Meat those commercials.
Yeah,
that's great. His Saturday Night Live bit.
Whoa, where he hit the kid in the head.
Love it. It's great. He's just funny. He's really funny. Which he was so dry as a player, but he ends, and now he's just like he's great. I think I need more Peyton. I want to see more Peyton everywhere. Commercials, or I don't know if he'd be good in the booth. Tony Romo is great in the booth.
I wouldn't mind having him.
It was
president.
so surprising.
Tony Romo being president.
He's great. I loved watching him, and I could tell you, I hate the Cowboys about as much as I hate any team in sports, aside from maybe Notre Dame. And I hated him. I rooted for that guy to never win anything, and I love him in the booth. And he is. Jim Nance, who's a Marlboro High School alumni, and that's where I went to school. So
nice.
Love the two of them. Romo just calling plays, not afraid to.
No, he is,
and he's good at it.
He is. No, he definitely has a lot more talent there than he did.
Well, he was still a good quarterback, I think. Jerry.
I know.
The Cowboys will. Here's my hot take. The Cowboys will never win a Super Bowl if Jerry Jones is involved. That's my hot take, and I believe it. Because I don't know.
27 years.
Yeah, I guess, and it's not like it's hard to win a Super Bowl, so it's no knock on him. They won a ton, but nowadays it's better off to. Wasn't it better when we didn't know who the owner is? Do you know who the owner of the Chiefs are?
I think the Hunt family, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, we kind of know, but you don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
What's his name? The Brown Ursay and Kraft, I mean,
right.
Generally, if you know it, there's not a great reason for it. Aside from Cuban, because Cuban kind of, does his thing. But generally speaking, when you know the guy, it's like, this person's annoying. I don't know. Who would you like to bring on? You say you want Entourage, but who would be a sports player who's not playing that you would love to have on for their story, not necessarily – I reached out to Rex Chapman. Love to have Rex Chapman on the wall.
Oh, he's big, right? Yeah, he is. He is a big.
He's huge. He's huge. Yeah. He's never going to come on, but maybe.
Tom Brady gave out his phone number, and I told Mike. I said I'm going to text him. See, I haven't heard from him yet, but I wouldn't mind getting Mike Tyson on.
Dude, if I was,
that's Rick's bucket list on Tyson.
I think it's doable. If I was a celebrity, I would love to do stuff like this. I'm not going to go out to. You
are a celebrity, Matt.
Yes, Matt. You're a celebrity.
I wouldn't want to go chasing for it, but if you reached out to me and say, I got to give a half hour of my life to help you and kind of talk sports, and yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. It'd be great.
There it is.
And that's why you're here, Matt. And that's why
I don't have a great following, to be honest with you. I'm still working on it. I have a really good LinkedIn. I'm thankful that LinkedIn is a part of the whole StreamYard and LinkedIn Live thing, because that's really my best network is LinkedIn. And I truly do have a great LinkedIn network, and we probably have hundreds of similar connections.
Yeah, at this point, I'm
Facebook is all my friends, so it's hard. They're supportive, but I go on at 1 or 11 a.m. or 1, and it's okay. I don't need to be. It doesn't have to be live, but because you could always watch the recording. But I'm growing Twitter and growing Instagram. And it'll happen. It'll happen for you guys too. I think you guys are keep doing better and better, and you got the Playing the Field app. That's gonna hopefully blow up. Hopefully we can get that out there soon. And I'd love to give a shout out to all the people on our network who we're all on the same team, and we're all so supportive of each other. Remember,
absolutely,
you and Andrew Nauer.
Yes, Andrew, our good friend Andrew. Yes,
that's the gift he got you guys was a little banter back and forth when you guys won the when you won the competition, or when he won the competition.
He won the competition, and congratulations to him and Rakody.
Yes. You guys were
well deserving on the game plan you sprint. But yeah, I mean, it's been great to at least connect with him through that, and build a friendship and relationship between each other, and we're all on the same team, like you said.
I hope to see you guys at the Super Bowl. I'd love to get involved with the Super Bowl. We did a David Ortiz name tag. I have it here somewhere. Anyway, you can look at it. But we did something for David Ortiz with Ellie.
I'd like to have him on.
Ellie Lunzer.
I'd like to have him.
Why? You want to talk about 2003?
Maybe.
Yeah. Hopefully, if you come down to the Jags, the Jags is here in Florida?
No, it's here.
It's in New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. If I'm around, we'll watch the game. I'm rooting for you guys.
Thank you, Matt.
Great to be connected. I know you guys are doing the same, and that's the great thing about a community of people who are really rooting for each other and helping each other. And that's great about all the guests that you've had and the guests that I've had for the most part. And so we'll just keep doing it and until someone tells us we can't, right?
That's right.
Hey, as long as we're having fun, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
All that matters.
Matt, thank you for coming on tonight, man. It was great.
Yeah, we'll do it again sometime. But
without a doubt.
Who watched both? I know Brent watched both, so we got to give a shout out to Brent. He's the Facebook.
Thank you, Brent.
The unfaced Facebook user there. Yeah. He's a big sports fan, boxing, great fisherman. And he might come on the Wolff Den someday. We'll see if we can get him. But great. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate you doing the Wolff Den, and we'll do it again some other time.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
That's the first of many crossovers.
Yeah. Have a great one.
We'll give our closing takes.
Yeah.
After you sign off. All right. Take it easy, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Great having you on. Bye-bye.
Man, he's a great guy. That is a great guy.
Man. That is a well.
And I guess the show's over?
No, it's not. That is a new record.
Yeah. A 1 hour interview.
An hour. Was it an interview though? Like we were just
talking, man.
We were just shooting the shit.
But that's it. Like, we're getting used to just like shooting the shit.
Yeah. Any notable news? Obviously, we talked about.
Obviously, we talked Tebow. Apparently, the junkie Kentucky Derby horse is in the Preakness.
Yeah. DeGrom's on the IL, but playing catch, so should be okay.
NFL schedule comes out tomorrow, so we'll keep an eye out for that.
NFL schedule
Exciting
comes out tomorrow. Matt Wolff signs off of here, and he's liking it on Facebook. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for all the support and obviously having you on and being on the Wolff Den. It was a pleasure to finally get on there.
Yeah, it's a great show. What else we got going on in the world of sports real quick?
Matt could do 3 hours. Yeah. Well, we were almost there.
We were almost there.
We were almost there, Matt. Glad to see that we have his name pop up, so we know who it is. No, but it was a fun show, and like you said, the NFL schedule comes out tomorrow, and we're going to talk about it.
We're going to get into it.
We are going to talk about this, and the Mets playing is Means pitching tonight?
Not sure. Did you see this? Fernando Tatis Jr. test positive for COVID.
No, I did not.
Just came out.
The Yankees beat the Rays.
The Yankees beat the Rays. Look at that. 3-1. Finally.
Wow.
Tatis Jr. test positive for COVID-19. 2 other players are also put on IL due to the health and safety protocols.
Wow.
That's big.
Is that the MLB 2K curse or MLB The Show curse?
Should be.
Because didn't he have something else as well?
He's all jacked up.
Top of the 9th, the Mets are losing to the Orioles 2-1.
That's all right.
2 outs.
We got the Knicks and Lakers on tap.
Yeah, they did pitch against Means. They did go up against Means. So no hitter Means. They lost. It's official. Final.
Oh, well. You can't win them all, right?
He gave up 6 hits in 6 innings.
There you go.
No runs.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, great show. What else do we have on tap? We covered a lot in the world of sports. So really, we're just looking forward to we got a link here. Colt Brennan passed away.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, it's an ESPN link, but I can't click it right now.
Colt Brennan, the quarterback for the University of Hawaii, passed away. Yeah. It's terrible.
The
young guy, 37.
37. Yeah. Well, thoughts and prayers out to his family.
Yeah.
Do you know what it was?
I'll tell you right now.
COVID or?
I don't think it was. Let's see. Hold on. Colt Brennan, dead. Has died. He died at the hospital in Newport Beach, California. They were called to a hotel with Brennan with other people. Terry said he ingested some lace fentanyl and never regained consciousness. Terrible. That drugs are just,
Yeah, Matt says fentanyl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. Thoughts and prayers out there.
Yeah.
Never want to see it.
Well, this was a great show.
This was an amazing, and for anybody out there that did not tune in to the Wolff Den, you can catch that at part1.fanexperience.live. That's going to be there, and you can watch it anytime and talk. Take a look at what we talked about with Matt on his show, and go and check out all the previous episodes of Wolff Den because it's a great show and a lot of great guests. Some familiar faces that you've seen here, and some completely new faces. So go check that out. And as always, I'll also check out TicketTimeMachine.com if you want any commemorative tickets made up. Matt will hook you up with anything you want. As always, this is presented by Playing the Field. Playing the Field is a sports fan community and dating app. Find out more at playingthefield.io. Until Thursday, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We will be back and talking about the NFL schedule for the 2021-2022 NFL season. And we're on the way almost. I mean,
man, it's May 11th, folks. Training camp starts in 2 months, little over 2 months. It does.
It's but we have basketball playoffs starting. We got hockey playoffs, so we're definitely going to touch on everything. And obviously, baseball, but baseball is a marathon, so it's not a sprint. So we got plenty of time to talk about baseball.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, folks. See you Thursday night.
Good night.
Night.